Is the shifting market an opportunity or a problem for buyers? I'm going to let you know. What we're talking about today is the moderating pace of buyer activity. If you were looking for a home during the pandemic, you know that there was a frenzy of activity on every new listing. Properties were selling very, very quickly. They had 8, 10, in some cases 16 offers on each property. If you put your home search on hold in the last year because you couldn't find a house that you liked, you couldn't compete the way you needed to, you may have an opportunity now. You may want to get back out there and start looking again, because there's going to be fewer offers on each property because there are many buyers that are coming out of the market for whatever reason. Interest rates are going up a little bit. That's moderating buyer demand. It's making good opportunity for people who are still in the market. Inventory is starting to grow again. In April, there were 5.5 offers on average for every listing that sold. In May, that came down to 4.2. And in June, we're at 3.5 offers for every property that's on the market. Now, I'm seeing this in my business. Now, I'm helping my sellers understand that if we don't sell in the first weekend with 15 offers, that doesn't mean that you are not going to sell the house. It doesn't mean that you need to reduce the price. It means you need to take a deep breath and realize we may need more than one weekend, because now there's only 3.5 buyers for every property. What's at the root of the challenge for the market when you're thinking about a buyer is a lack of inventory. We have had a serious lack of inventory in the last 2 years since the pandemic. But what we can't lose sight of is that lack of inventory started way beyond the pandemic. We have to go all the way back to 2008 when we had the Great Recession. Building essentially stopped, came to a screeching halt. That's coming back again now, but we haven't recovered completely from a lack of building supply. As this graph shows, housing supply is well below what the market has seen for the last 10 years. Now, if you look all the way on the right, that's today, we do see an uptick in housing inventory, but it's still significantly below what we've seen in the last 10 years. Right now, we're looking at a little bit of an up. And that's a good thing. That's good news for buyers. Interest rates are also up. Not really good news for buyers, except for the fact that it is slowing buyer demand. So the buyers who do want to buy, even though interest rates are a little bit high, it's an opportunity. So if you sat out in the last year because you just didn't want to compete, call me, because we can get back out there. You still may have to compete, but it's not going to be as crazy as it was in the past. I'm looking at my notes, Jared. So if I had a crystal ball, I could explain to you why that is, but that's not what we're talking about today.